What is up, YouTube? We're taking a break from the good old expanded format to bring you something standard that I've been working on a little bit. This deck was something I was testing before Collinsville, but never, put the time into it to pull the trigger. Vileplume, I think, was a really cool concept, especially with this disgusting pollen ability. As long as this Pokemon is active, your opponent's basic Pokemon cannot attack. But as we were getting closer and closer to the event, I kept hearing people talking about Jolteon, and I myself was playing Jolteon in like almost anything I was playing. So I had to put this guy away. But we did see Riley Hulbert and Otto take this card to success and get top 4 and top 16 respectively. I ended up playing Otto in the event, and the card is super powerful if your opponent doesn't play the tandem of Jolteon GX and Zorora, which I did. So this list is a little bit different from what they were playing, which they played a Stevens Resolve-based Wacky Smacky build. But this one has a 3/3/2 Vileplume line to just kind of set up behind that. And you play a heavy Sceptile line. You have Grovyle, which has Sunshine Grace, which allows you to search for a grass Pokemon once per turn, reveal it, put it in your hand. So by turn 2, if you got 2 Tricos out, 2 Grovyles out, you should be setting up everything you need to be setting up. Chico has Find a Friend, so even on turn 1, you can attach and search for a Pokemon, any grass type. You have Sceptile, which has Power of Nature, which prevents all damage that have any grass energy attachment from opponent's Ultra Beasts, so this naturally auto-wins you the Blacephalon matchup, which is why this guy's in here. And then you have a Sceptile GX, so this guy comes in handy in the Zoroark GX matchup because you discard all 4 of your opponent's special DCEs, and the game should kind of end there. You get rid of those 4 bad boys, and you keep Ace rolling, and this matchup just ends. You have a Verzian GX, and this card's really good because you could be double drawing early in the game. And then if your opponent is playing no indication of cards that can attack a Vileplume, you can just breeze away everything into your hand and just say go. And then you start attacking with Vileplume. And then there's one Tapu Lele for supporters. It's an energy recycle system because you do need energy to attack. 2 Enhanced Hammer to kind of take some time. Netball gets you pretty much anything and an energy. 2 Stretcher because things do die in this deck. 4 Ultra Ball, Life Force of Viridian. And the supporter line is kind of standard. 2 Acerola, 3 Cynthia, 2 Guzma, 4 Lily, optimal in turn 1, 2 Lucamine. We still got that guy in standard, not an expanded. 2 Plumeria, a Skullgrunt, and 8 Grass. So without further ado, let us play a game with my good old Grass Pals deck. It was running pretty well in testing, and I think I really liked it, but it needs a little bit of work, and I think this is a good starting point as a list for anybody looking to play it. I will be testing it myself as well, so. Okay, so what are we up against? We're loading in. Titago. I'm going first, which is pretty good for this deck. Oh no, not the Lele start. Well, I mean, that sucks. That's probably the worst thing we could have started. I don't know what he's playing, but no matter what it is, opening our 1 Lele and not having a draw supporter in this opening hand is a little bit disheartening. Okay, we got a Trico, so we can do stuff next turn at the very least. So we're just gonna pass. I don't want to attach. I don't want to do anything. I see a Marshadow GX in the active. That probably signifies that he's playing Malamar or something like that. So we can probably kind of just like sit in the active and figure it out from there. It is Malamar like we expected. And Malamar, other than the Malamar itself, doesn't have a real way to attack the Vileplume. So I think we're going to be transitioning into that Vileplume strategy pretty quickly here. But we will be having guys set up on the bench because it's still nice to have stuff going on. The Plumeria is kind of bad here. It depends. He could be playing Ultra Malamar, but I think that still doesn't change anything because he'll be hitting us for 60 a turn if he does get that off. Okay, so he's playing a lot of cards. Okay, so that's a Cynthia gone. And our opponent is drawing a lot of cards here too, which is, you know, pretty good for us. So we can get, if we had attached to the active, we could be doing a Find a Friend. But I think I do really want the Grovyle out this upcoming turn, and he's going to be Lilying for 8. So let's see what he. My opponent, all things considered, had a really good start here, and I mean, hey, he is playing Ultra. He did get the Giratina into the discard, the Distortion Door. The Giratina variant usually plays 6 to 7 Psychic Energies on average. So we see 2 in the discard already, and let's see if he's smart enough on the allocation of energies. Because if he overcommits to something that isn't, there we go. That's a feels good, man. We're gonna keep this guy just in case, just because I don't know what could happen. Life's weird, you know. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna find ourselves some friends. Not this turn. I'm kidding. That was such a Sunshine Grace. And attach to active, and we're gonna pass because I can't do anything else with this hand, unfortunately. And a Guzma, oh no, our Grovyle might be dead here. I mean, if he's smart, I think he chases the Oddish. Because then the Oddish would be his natural threat here. But what he doesn't know is we do have the Stretcher to put this guy back into our deck. So it looks like Giratina is going to be his attacker of choice in this matchup, which is good for us because that means he has to put three Psychics onto this bad boy, and that is 3 of his 6 Psychics, and so he can retreat and set up this Malamar, but it'll take some time. So his board is completely full of stuff. He's going to go ahead and Psychic Recharge. Let's see what he kills. I think Grovyle is probably the wrong target for him here, even though the Grovyle seems like a snack. Him killing the Grovyle would be actually really good. But he does kill the Oddish because that is the threat number 1. And if I was him, I would also kill the Oddish. But what he doesn't know is I can get 2 Oddishes set up here with the Stretcher. And throw this Lele back into the active because I do not care about this guy. And now we have 2 Grovyles, which should set up everything we need to be setting up. So let's... Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Sure, why not? We'll grab ourselves a Grass Energy because I accidentally made that move. And we'll grab ourselves another Sunshine Grace Boy. We'll get him out. And we'll do this. We'll grab ourselves one of these. And we will Stretcher for the other one. I don't really need to do anything else because if he has a Guzma, he'll do it. If he doesn't, he'll just hit my active. But that's 1 of his Guzmas down. 2 of his Cynthias. And, you know, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I could have attached and attacked. I think that could have been correct. But I don't really want him to have the energies back into the discard. And we'll see. We'll see if that was the smart move on my part. Because Shadow Impact will do a ton of damage to me. Now, he can retreat and just kind of do what he wants, but there's a Cynthia. So he is going to be hitting my Lele in the active. Which is good news for us, because we can start establishing Grovyles. Not Grovyles. Glooms. So he's going to Viridian away another Psychic Energy. So if he's smart, he's going to start powering up one of these Malamars. And we are going to start up powering up our... Oh, he's not powering up a Malamar. How interesting, honestly. And a Shadow Impact comes out from this guy. He's putting a ton of damage onto this Marshadow for us. A Lusamine. Okay, so that doesn't really do much for us either. So let's do... this. Let's do this. We're just going to grab 2 Glooms, set them both up, in case he kills one. And we're going to go ahead and smack the active, I think, here. This is where I'm going to put some damage onto his board. Make it so he has to think about some weird shadow impacts and, you know, the whole shenanigans. Maybe last turn would have been more correct to attack, but... And a skateboard comes down. Now I fully expect to see a Guzma come out of our boy. There we go. And one of the Glooms should be falling here. There it is. Does he have any attackers to use from the discard? It doesn't look like it yet. And he has 1 Psychic in there. And a Switch comes out. A Guzma into a Switch. So nothing crazy yet. He's just a retreat and a good old attack. And he is knocking himself out. There's one of the plumes. And it's only right that we promote this bad boy here, I think. Our hand is still pretty bad. There we go. That's a supporter. So we're going to hold off on Sunshine Gracing until we can do something with this hand. There we go. We got some stuff going on now. So let's do this. Pitch this bad boy. Get ourselves a grass. We only got 3 grass left. It's a little bit scary. But we do have to do something with it. So let's grab ourselves a Trika. Let's do an Oddish. And we'll grab ourselves one other guy, which is going to be this Trico. Because then we're going to have to be ace rolling in a second. And we'll put them both down, and we'll pass. So we can set up the Breeze away, but I think if we do that, he's going to come in with that Malamar. Ideally, he doesn't get the knockout this turn, but he will with that Marshadow GX. So we can ace roll up one of these Groviles this coming turn. And a Giratina again, it looks like. I think this is the turn where we're going to start breezing away because he's not looking like he's wisening up to our plan. He does have a switch in hand, and we do know that. So he could retreat, switch, and hit us for 60 into this plume. But we do hit for 60, and we do put the opponent's active to sleep or confuse. So Guzma Breeze away seems pretty good here for me. Because he would have to switch into the Giratina, retreat, which does defeat the purpose of everything that's going on here. Now I'll literally just bring up one of the ones that isn't damaged, because then he has to put the energy onto the damage guy. Okay, this is fine for me. So let's pitch the Ace Roller, because we're going to be picking up everyone anyway. So we'll do this. We're going to go this. We're going to Grovyle 2 cards to our hand, just because I don't care. I mean, I'm just thinning the deck a little bit. So let's pick up some dudes. We're going to Sunshine Grace again and just get another card. Because there's no harm, no foul in doing this. We're just thinning a bunch of cards out. Get another Disgusting Pollen up. I know he's got the switch for sure. And we're going to breeze away. We're going to leave this single Grovyle in play. I think. This might be incorrect, but I am a little bit scared of him just coming up and knocking us out. With Malamar, I don't think there's any other thing he can really do, but if he does kill the Grovyle, we'll still have one prize, and we can Lucamine for the Guzma for the following turn, and Guzma up another, whatever he doesn't put the energy on, and just keep chaining and keeping him stuck, hopefully. So he does have the Guzma, which is a little unfortunate. And we don't in our hand because we threw it away earlier with the Viridian. So we have to... A treasure comes out. He's done 3 Guzma, though. And the Giratina comes up. Shadow Impact. And he's wisening up to our strategy here. And a Shadow Impact comes out. Okay, 40 to the active. Sounds good to me. Let's do this. We're going to start throwing some cards we don't need away. Let's grab you. Just in case, you know? Let's Lucamine. Guzma. And we'll pass it over. I think Malamar is one of the toughest matchups for this deck just because they have an attacker that can attack us in the form of a Malamar. So that signifies he's playing 7 Psychic, it looks like. So this is fine. And he should be smart and actually manually retreat this instead of switching. Okay, good. He is playing it correctly. Because he does have a switch in hand. So he can take 2 turns to knock me out here. So I need to find this Life Forest ASAP. So we're going to do this. We're going to discard... We're just going to discard some cards. It is in here. The Plumeria is all for Lily, ironically enough. We might have to bench this Oddish, even though he only has 1 Guzma left, but I think we're just going to go ahead and Cynthia. I want to find the Life Forest as soon as possible, because that's the only win condition we have left, I think. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like we grabbed it here. So we're going to go with Downer Shock. Asleep is good here. Nope, we got confused. Rats. We needed him to stay asleep for a turn and then not be able to get out. But he does have a switch in hand, and you know that. And now we're just hoping he doesn't find that other switch that he's got in his deck. Oh, there it is. This is probably it, boys. Life Forest off the top, or we lose, I'm pretty sure. And that's not it. Okay. Is there anything we can do here? Well, if we're going to go out, we're going to go out with a bang, right? Let's take a prize. That was a poor display of how the deck works as a showcase, I'll be honest. But, I mean, hey, it happens. You could get this matchup in real life, and you could draw as poorly as I did. I mean, double Stretcher, Plumeria opening hand, no Lily, all 4 in deck. And the game is still pretty close, honestly. It looks like we're being BM, so we're just going to concede here. And that, I mean, he could have had an energy, blah, blah, blah. I know. He needed just 1 more energy to attack, yada, yada. But he just does double Dynamotor now, and then I pass, and then he kills me. So we're not going to waste our time with that. But thank you guys for watching this video. That is Grass Pals. I hope you guys try it out. It's a good starting point. If you guys go anywhere with the list and get anything creative or crazy, let me know. I'm really curious to see how it goes because this was a deck I've been testing for a little bit. So if you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and stay tuned for the rest of my expanded stuff, and then I'll do some standard peppered in here and there. Thank you guys for watching.